Welcome back to the Geelong Region Soccer Show, and with the Women's Asian Cup just finishing on the weekend, this is an appropriate time now to talk female football. And with me here, I've got two lovely ladies from the senior women's team. To my left, or to your right, it's Mel Blunt. She's the assistant coach. Mel, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Taji?
I'm very, very well. Thank you for joining us on the show today to talk female football.
Pleasure. Thanks for having us.
And to my right, we've got the co-captain of the Div 1 team, KAYLA Witkowski. Now, did I say that right? Witkowski, yep. How are you, KAYLA?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. Mel, first of all, over to you. How do you manage to do it dealing with Steve Christou as the main head coach?
Steve's really easy to deal with. Yeah, he's, as you probably know, sort of the blood, sweat, tears and heart of this club, and involved in from the mini roos all the way through to seniors, and just over there having a kick with some kids at the moment. So
he's basically a jack of all trades.
He is, yeah. And when we didn't have a coach at the start of last season, and the coach we had lined up sort of fell through, and Steve stepped up and offered to coach, and then asked me to assist. And I was sort of surprised but happy to do that. And
and you're also a player. You're a defensive midfielder.
Yeah.
How are you finding that? How are you enjoying that, being coaching as well as playing and combining the two roles?
Yeah, it's been really good. Good to think strategically about some things as well. And then last year I had sprained my ankle pretty early in the season, so I actually had spent quite a good amount of time on the bench with Steve and talking formation and subs and more strategy stuff. So that was a good learning curve as well, sort of being new to coaching. So
going forward, do you reckon that's going to help your game?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it helps me on the pitch as well, and helps me sort of lead some of the junior girls as well, and talk to them about how they can change parts of their game to help us out and improve as footballers.
Awesome. KAYLA, you as we said, you're the co-captain along with Elsa as well. How are you finding it, being in that leadership role as well? So obviously the younger players in particular look up to you, but also then do you feel that pressure to kind of perform on the field, lead by example, as they say?
I do like being the co-captain with Elsa. It's been really great. I don't feel too much pressure to perform. I try my best, but honestly, just having fun with the girls and setting an example is good enough for me, to be honest. Now,
last year, grand final winners, looking to go back to back?
Yes, would love that. Yeah, 100%. I'm very excited for this season. It is looking to be a good one.
Now, how have you picked up new players? Have any new players come over? Have you lost any players ahead of the new season?
I think we lost about maybe just one.
Yeah.
Our best and fairest.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Where's she gone?
Winner.
Yeah.
She's just gone to do some travelling. So I think she's over in WA at the moment.
Yeah. Lucky her.
Yeah. We will miss her, but we've definitely gained.
And that was, sorry, I didn't get
EJ Riley. Yeah.
EJ Riley. Yep.
She was very, very good.
Yeah. And have any new players come over?
We've got quite a few new players. We got most of our CPL, quite a few CPL
have moved
girls
up.
Moved up, the under 17s, and got a couple new.
Alicia Collins.
Yep.
I think she played for Galaxy last year, but was coming back from
that
a few injuries. So her brother plays for the club, and she's closely associated and also coaching our CPL 15s. So she's joined the senior women's.
Now, we talked about the CPL, so Mel, I'll ask you this question. The Community Premier League, and that's kind of the next step below NPLW, so it's the next step. A whole team basically have moved over. Does that mean that, off here we're talking about there could possibly be 3 senior women's teams this year?
Yeah, that's right. We've got big numbers, so that, sort of probably only half a dozen of the CPL 17 sort of aged out of that and came up to seniors. And then we've just had sort of an influx, I guess, positivity.
Where do they come from, ladies?
I don't know. I think it's it's just a great vibe around the club, and people are just attracted to that. And so we've got 3 absolutely full to the brim women's teams, which is awesome. Yeah.
Now, we spoke to KAYLA I'll talk to you about this just before we heard from President Brett King, and he said there's about 15% increase overall of players from last year. So Surf Coast looks like hitting close to 1,000 if it hasn't already by the time this goes to air. Does that surprise you? I mean, you've said that there's a great vibe about the club. Does it surprise you that it's growing at such a staggering rate?
No. Like, honestly, it's such a great club, and like seeing, I guess, us win last year and other
And that would have been a big advertisement.
yeah,
let's face
definitely. But if you just talk to anyone who knows our team, they'd say, "Oh, it's just a great club. Like,
Yeah.
good vibes, just nice people, good, genuine people in the club." So yeah, not surprised at all.
Well, the first team, obviously, there's 3 senior teams. Obviously, the first team, the senior team, you've got reserves, and you've got 2 reserves teams. Does the seniors approach it differently? Do they train an extra night per week, or do they train with more intensity, or is it just more or less have fun and everything else kind of flows on from there?
We train together as a squad, and then we all train twice a week, and then generally we'll sort of do our warm up and everything like that together, and then break off for specific drills and to work on things that each team will need to work on. But yeah, we try and sort of promote that we're all one squad, and everyone's a part of the senior women's playing group, basically. And Wednesday nights we also encourage everyone to come upstairs, and there's food and everything available up there, and we sort of try and bring that social element into it as well, because that's what keeps particularly a lot of the younger girls who are might be in year 12 or have other commitments in their life, keeps them on board and coming back.
Fantastic. So there's a real big social element to that as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Kayla, the Women's Asian Cup just concluded this weekend. As we're doing this on a Saturday afternoon, so the game's obviously tonight. Do you expect there to be a fallout, like a positive fallout, like in the community, a lot of younger girls now wanting to take up the game, take up the sport?
Yeah, definitely. If you look at what happened after the World Cup, there was just such an influx of young girls, even young boys, that were just like, wow, like I want to be a soccer player, or the Matildas were such a big thing for everyone. It's really good to see.
Awesome. Mel, finally over to you. Question, and this is a question I guess we ask everyone in the women's competition, the grading. Much maligned question. It's a controversial one. It was last year, and we heard from Steve DeCunto 2 weeks ago, Lara United coach, and he said, look, he and all of his girls don't like it. There was a place for it last year, but going forward, it's just one of those things with 3 teams to cater for this year. What's your thoughts on it?
I've also never been a fan. I heard your interview with Steve as well, and I sort of had the same thoughts as he have. We basically use it to test a few strategies, because having 2 teams in the competition, the rules say that we have to have, if we grade into Div 1, we have to have a 1 and a 2. So, there's really no point for us, I guess.
In a way, you're right. Exactly.
Cuts our season short in some ways, and I think generally everyone knows what level they're at, and if they want to, compete in Div 1 or Div 2. So.
Good point.
Not a fan.
Kayla, that's a good point that Mel says. It cuts our season short. If the gradings were done pre-season, i.e. before Easter or whatever the case may be, allowing for a proper 18-round home and away season, would that change things, you think, amongst like that perception amongst the girls? Or is it still something that's frowned upon?
Well, maybe. I mean, I'd personally prefer it sooner than in the season, because it just pushes the season out, and you're kind of just sitting waiting for the season to start, when it could have just been happening now, and we could have just been on with it, you know?
Good point. Look, on that note, it's a debatable topic, and look, either way, it's going to be an awesome season here at Surf Coast Football Club with not 1, not 2, but 3 senior women's teams. Ladies, we wish you all the very best for 2026, and thank you for joining us on the Geelong Region Soccer Show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good on you.